Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. My point is that with Kanye, it's subjective. Some agree, some don't agree. With Diddy, there's nobody that agrees with him of what he did was right. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, I got a good show set up for you guys today, a packed show. Yesterday I said it was going to be a small show, and it ended up being a big show. So today I'm just calling it like it is. I got a big show set up for you guys, all right? I got 4 lead stories. We're going to recap the iHeart Music Awards. I'm going to tell you some good April Fool's jokes that I got caught with, and we have a little bit of Diddy news. Then we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk about Drake and Pharrell, speed news, question of the day. I'll give you one question of the day. Well, I had 2, but because I have so much info, I'm only going to do one. What has life taught you so far? And then we're going to close out with sports news. Iowa has beaten LSU. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. I got a lot of emotions, but we'll talk about it. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, devices, or your radios up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Beyonce receives the Innovator Award at the 2024 iHeart Awards. All right, last night the iHeart Awards were on. It was on Fox. I actually knew that it was coming on this time. I think I missed the past 2 award shows. But of course, the biggest winner of the night was Beyonce. I think they set that up because they knew that her album was dropping around this time. But I will do a quick recap of the night for those of you who didn't catch it. All right, the Innovator Award, like I said, Beyonce. Artist, it says artist, but I guess I'm assuming it's Artist of the Year, Taylor Swift. K-pop song, it's Cupid, twin version. I don't even know who that is. Pop album is Guts. R&B artist SZA, shout out to SZA. Y'all know I love SZA. Pop artist Taylor Swift. New country artist Jelly Roll, love Jelly Roll. Tour photographer, hip hop artist. All right, new hip hop artist of the year, Ice Spice. Sorry, the tour photographer of the year, Jonah Hailing. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Country song of the year, Heart Like a Truck, Leanne Williams. R&B album of the year, SZA, SOS. Alternative rock song, One More Time, Blink 82. R&B song, SZA. Wow, looks like SZA was cleaning up. Hip hop artist of the year, Drake. New R&B artist, Victoria Monet. Of course, shout out to Victoria Monet. Love her. All right, let me skip through some things that are not important. Rock album of the year, Metallica. Shout out to Metallica. Big Metallica fan. Okay, pop song, Flowers, Miley Cyrus. I love that song. Love Miley. And that's about it that you guys would care about. So I didn't catch the award show, actually. I taped it, so I'm maybe going to watch it tonight, or maybe just catch some of the highlights because I was watching the Iowa LSU game, which we're going to talk about in sports news. But like I already said at the top of the hour, and all y'all know by now, that Angel Reese is out. Caitlin Clark is going ahead, but I'm going to wait till sports news to talk about that. But yeah, so that's why I didn't get to watch the award show. Let me know if you guys watch the award show. Send me an email, trentoutloud at cfqr600.com, or comment under this video, or send me a DM on any of my socials at Trent Out Loud. Let me know if it's worth watching the award show, and congratulations to all the winners. A special shout out to Beyonce. All right, yesterday was April Fool's. I want to know if you guys got caught with anything. I'm going to tell you guys right now the things that I got caught with. As you guys know, of course, I do an entertainment and pop culture show every day. I go on and I collect the news that's going online and tell it to you guys on my podcast. So I got caught 4 times, well, really 3.5, because then I started catching on. But a lot of these blogs and news sites put out April Fool's jokes. I wanted to share with you guys the things that I got caught with. So the first headline that I got caught with was, Sexy Red accidentally reveals her child's father in close friends on her IG story. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sexy Red has not revealed who her baby daddy is, and she has made mistakes online. She accidentally leaked her own, can I say this on the radio? Her own porn tape or sex tape. Sorry, I think that's a better word to say. She leaked her own sex tape. So it makes sense. So this was the Shade Room. And then they put a story. It says, oops, not another accidental upload from Sexy Red. This time it seems like the rapper accidentally uploaded her child's father. Everybody thought it was Drake, but actually the person was right beside us the whole time. So they're like, click a link. First of all, we all knew it wasn't Drake, but there's been speculation, but we knew it wasn't Drake. But the thing that got me is like, oh, he's been here close to her the whole time. So you have to go click on the link in the bio, open up the web page, and then read the article. And then when you scroll down, hold on, let me see if I have it here. Oh yeah, you scroll down and it says, it turns out the mystery man is an April Fool's joke. Y'all know Sexy Red keeps that man under wraps. Okay. If you read this far, thank you for being a loyal follower to the Shade Room. We hope April Fool's is amazing. We hope April is an amazing month for you. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so that was the first one that got me. Then the second headline that got me, and like I said, keep in mind, this is what I do for a living. Like every day, I gather up the biggest headlines. And of course, you want to pick out the best headlines because that's what makes the best podcast. So I'm really upset that I got caught. But and of course, April Fool's jokes are going to be the best headlines. Anyways, the second one was Hollywood Unlocked. They got me by saying, Adam 22 announces he shoots his first ever gay scene. I decided to stop holding back and live my truth. So Adam 22 wrote, I am proud to announce my first ever gay scene. For many years, I have dreamt of what it would be like to shoot with one of my bros, and I decided to not hold back and live my truth. Blah, 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 blah. And so this actually wasn't like a Hollywood Unlock April Fool's, like how the Shade Room was. This was actually Adam 22. For those of you who don't know who Adam 22 is, him and his wife Lena went super viral last year when he allowed, I can't remember the porn star's name, Jason Love, I think it was Jason Love, to sleep with his wife. It was a big, huge thing. It was all over the place how this married man was letting another guy sleep with his wife or whatever. And the whole thing is like, hey, like it's unfair. When are you going to, do something that's equally as shocking? So this is why I believe this headline. But of course, it turned out to be an April Fool's joke, and I got caught. What was the next one? And the next two were about Beyonce. And of course, it seems likely because Beyonce has a lot of things going on right now. So the third one that got me, but this was kind of like iffy. It said, Beyonce adds Krishan Rock to Jolene remix. And I love Krishan Rock. For those of you who are my loyal followers, you know I love Krishan Rock. She gets so much hate out here, but I really like her. And I thought it was weird that Beyonce would put her on, but it's not so unlike Beyonce to support up and coming females, especially ones that may have like a little bit of hate. She's always supporting, she supported Nicki Minaj back in the day, Megan Thee Stallion, et cetera, et cetera. Even I think she's kind of shouted out Cardi B a little. I don't think they've ever done a track together, but it's not like so unbelievable. But yes, that was another one. This one wasn't Beyonce. This one was Hollywood Unlocked doing an April Fool's joke. So that one got me. And then the last one was a Neighborhood Talk. They put out and they said, yes, Beyonce announces Cowboy Carter World Tour. And I was like, she just came off of a world tour. Like, I know Cowboy Carter is big, but could Beyonce come out with a new world tour again after a new world tour? But by this time, I had April Fool's exhaustion, and I didn't even get to like the paragraph. It said, neighbors, get your coins ready. Queen Bee is finally ready to hit the road again late this year for another world tour, celebrating her 8th studio album, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. And then you get down to the end and it says happy April Fool's joke. So shout out to the blogs. I got caught, like I said, a good 3.5 times. But then I started like really reading any headline in detail before I brought them over to the podcast. Because yes, I got had. So shout out to the blogs. Let me know if you guys got caught with any April Fool's joke, or if you guys actually caught anybody with your own April Fool's joke. I hate April Fools, man. I got caught. I got had. But at least I'm man enough to admit it. Y'all let me know, did you get caught this April Fools? All right, and our third and final lead story is actually 2 stories, but I'm going to put it together because it's just about Diddy. And like I said, for the past couple of days, we're going to get little mini like Diddy updates because this is such a large story, but I thought this was interesting to share with you guys. Diddy's radio play drops 88% since his sexual assault allegations. Diddy's music catalog has seen a significant drop on radio since Cassie came forward and filed a lawsuit against him, according to Billboard. As we previously reported, Cassie sparked a wave of multiple women coming after the the mogul, etc., etc. According to news publications, okay, I don't want to read that again. Here we go. This is what I want to read to you. So Cassie filed her lawsuit November 16th, and since then, the mogul hasn't gotten a lot of airplay. Diddy's catalog garnered 11,000 radio spins, which translates to 23.3 million radio airplay audience impressions. This is what he normally gets. In the 2 tracking weeks after that, which is from November 17th to the 30th, his catalog raked in 8,000 spins, bringing it down to 17 million. And then this is what gets even worse. Almost every week since then, Diddy's airplay has declined every 2 weeks. And this past week, March the 15th till the 28th, his catalog has trailed down to only 1,000 spins, garnering 4 million impressions. So from November to March, it's been an 83% plummet that Diddy has experienced. Not only is that just radio spins and, works against him, marketing, etc., but that also hits him in his pocket. And Diddy has a lot of money that he has to pay out to settle lawsuits and, of course, pay his lawyers. And as well as you guys know, you make money every time radio plays your song. So yeah, that's Diddy getting hurt yet again. All right, so that's one part of my Diddy news. The second part that I wanted to just weigh in on this conversation that's going online. Stephen A. Smith sat down with Uncle Luke and debates who's in more trouble, Diddy or Kanye. And this is mind-blowing to me. I'll play a little clip and I'll let you guys know what I think after, but this is not even close. It's not even close. Take a listen.
So you think he's in more trouble than Diddy in terms of being able to resurrect his career?
I think Diddy probably can weather the storm more so than Kanye.
Okay.
He can't get records cleared. He can't get features. Diddy may be able to come back from this.
He's innocent.
If he's innocent.
All right, so just to recap, because I can't play the whole thing, Uncle Luke thinks that Diddy can come back because there's no charges. So to be fair, he thinks if Diddy gets charged and convicted, for sure it's over. But his point is he hasn't been charged, he's just been accused. Whereas that Kanye West, he can't get arenas, he can't get samples cleared, etc. Yo, Uncle Luke, with all due respect, Stephen A. Smith is 100% right here. Even if Diddy doesn't get convicted, it's already over for him. Kanye West said anti-Semitic remarks, and he's apologized for them. It's going to take a little while for people to forget about that. But Kanye West has put out an album, and it's been a #1 album. I can guarantee you unequivocally that if Diddy were to put out an album in the next year or 2 years or ever, I guarantee you it won't be #1. I promise you that. He will not have a #1 album at all in the music industry, and Diddy will not have any sort of thing that has any sort of success. Diddy has already been found guilty in the public eye. There's people who agree with Kanye. There's people who agree with his anti-Semitic rhetoric. I'm not one of them, just want to make that clear. But there's some people that are like, I don't think there's anything wrong with what he said. Like I told you, there's still a lot of black people in the black community that don't like the fact that Kanye wore White Lives Matters shirts. I am one of them. There's some people that haven't forgiven him for that, but there's also some people in the black community that's like, I don't mind that he does that. I feel that those t-shirts that he wore at the fashion show was okay. My point is that with Kanye, it's subjective. Some agree, some don't agree. With Diddy, there's nobody that agrees with him of what he did was right. I understand that he may not have been convicted, but he settled his lawsuit with Cassie. He never came out and said, hey, I didn't do any of those things to her. I understand, just to make it clear, settling in a lawsuit is not an admission of guilt. However, there's so many people that have come out, they've already assumed that he's guilty, the fact that he's paying off, right? There has to be some sort of truth if you're paying somebody off. There's something in there, right? So that is what, even if there isn't, that's what people are going to think. So my point is that Kanye, it's subjective. Diddy, you're dealing with sexual assault allegations. There's nobody on this planet that's like, nah, I ain't doing nothing wrong. Like, come on, man. So 100% Diddy is in 10 times more hot water. Can he escape without getting charged? 100%. If there's not sufficient evidence to have undisputed conviction of your peers of 12 people, he might not get convicted. But the public eye has already canceled him. He's already been found guilty in people's eyes. He's never gonna have close to what he had. It just won't happen. He's already sold off Revolt. It's already over. So my answer to this debate is not even close. 100% Kanye is in a far better place than Diddy being compared to Diddy, even if Diddy never gets charged or never gets found guilty. Let me know what you guys think. Send me an email, comment below, or send me a DM. I would really like to know, who do you think is in a worse position right now, Kanye or Diddy? Let me know. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Drake takes shot at Travis Scott tour prop during concert amid feud between Future and Metro Boomin. So when I heard that headline too, I was like, "What? Drake takes shot at Travis Scott?" I have a little clip to have it make sense to you. Here it is. All right, so for those of you who cannot see this, who are listening to this on YouTube or on radio or a podcast platform, I'll describe it to you. Drake is on stage and there's a big Travis Scott head and he aims like his hand at it, like shooting like a gun, and then like fire goes off, like as if like the bullets are hitting this big Travis Scott head. And I was just like, what is going on? I must be reading this wrong. But then I see now on the next clip I'm about to play where Travis has Future on stage and he's asking him to play the Drake diss. Take a listen.
Please, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Metro was trying to get out of here like... Nah, Metro, you gotta let that go right now, bro. Don't you like that? Man. I need that. Man.
All right, man. So this is another person going at Drake. Now you add Travis Scott in there. So Travis Scott, Rick Ross, Kendrick, obviously, Future, Metro. I feel there's a couple other people. What is Drake going to do? I talked about this for the past couple of days. I agree with Academics. I was watching Academics stream over the weekend, and I agree with his theory. I think Drake should stop all of this stage stuff and captions and all of that stuff. I think he should come back on his next feature, say something about these people, and then just stop talking about it. Continue with your concert, and stop these little like subliminals. It's making you look weak, and you're not. You're the king. You're the GOAT. And force Kendrick or whoever to come with a full diss track. Match what they bring. Feature. They're not doing little things on stage. You stop doing things on stage. Wait for them to come with a diss track and then bury all of them. That's my suggestion to Drake. Somebody send this podcast to Drake and get him to stop doing all these small little things on stage. All right, this brings us to our second quick story. Pharrell and Chad Hugo are battling in court over Neptune's name right. Okay, I was a little shocked at this. For those of you who remember, like back in the day when like producers were producers, and you had like Timberland and Scott Storch and the Neptunes, like Pharrell and the Neptunes and Hugo were huge out here, and they had a group NERD. And we all knew that like Pharrell was kind of like the face, but it was still both of them. Some would argue that, you know, Chad is really like the brains behind the actual beat and Pharrell is the face of it. So I thought this was interesting. I want to share it with you guys quickly. I'll read to you a little bit of what the battle is. Longtime friends and business partner Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo are in a legal battle over the name of their group, the Neptunes. According to Billboard, Hugo accuses Pharrell of fraudulently seeking sole control over the trademark regarding the group's name. Court file shows last week at a federal tribunal, attorneys for Hugo accused Williams and his company of attempting to register trademark for the Neptunes name unilaterally. Hugo's team says the move violates their long-standing agreement that saw the pair split everything equally. Like I always said, I always assumed this was an equal partnership. Anyways, let me read the last part to you guys. Reports say an issue in the dispute is 3 separate applications to register the Neptunes as a trademark. One covered to use the name as streaming music, another for music videos, and another for content. And the third covers live performance. So that's Pharrell trying to use the name in those 3 separate things: trademark, streaming, and music videos. In addition, there were filings in 2022 by Pharrell's company, trying to make the same claim. So it looks as if like Pharrell is trying to take the trademark and the name away from Hugo, and Hugo's like, yo, bro, look, we've been doing this for a long time and their lawyers are fighting. I hate to see this. I'm a big fan of the Neptunes. I'm a big fan of Pharrell, so I'm going to keep an eye and see how this works out. But I think it's something weird. Like, I really don't think that Pharrell would do this. I'll read you quickly just a little statement that Pharrell made, and I think it sounds real to me. Pharrell is surprised by all of this. We have reached out on multiple occasions to share the ownership and administration of the trademark and will continue to make that effort. The goal here was to make sure a third party doesn't get a hold of the trademark and to guarantee Chad and Pharrell share the ownership and administration. So Pharrell is saying, yeah, I tried to do all of this to make sure that nobody steals our name. I don't know why you think we're trying to exclude you from it. So a little bit back and forth from the Neptunes, old school producers. I love them. I would hate for this to see them break up, but I'll follow the story and let you guys know what happens. All right, this brings us to everyone's favorite news segment, Speed News. Ring my bell. Kanye West deactivates his Instagram again. Kanye West does this all the time. I think that he's done with the promotion of Volume 1, Vultures 1. I don't know what's happening to Vulture 2, but I think maybe it just didn't pick up speed. So Kanye is doing what Kanye is doing. He's taking a step back. He tried to integrate himself in the beef between him and Kendrick, but like nobody picked up on it. Like I said, nobody would. But yeah, this is no issue. Kanye West will be back on Instagram as soon as he has more things that he wants to promote. All right, in our second speed story, Keyshia Cole announces a possible upcoming album. Shout out to Keyshia Cole. I'm a huge Keyshia Cole fan. For those of you who are Keyshia Cole fans, she was on stage. I don't have the audio for it, but Keyshia Cole might be coming out with a new album. Stay tuned. She's one of my favorite like 90s and 2000s R&B singer. Love Keyshia Cole, so let's push her. I want to put this into quick news to push her to make sure that album comes out. Shout out to Keyshia Cole. All right, in our third speed story, did you guys know that Dolly Parton was credited as the only writer on Beyonce's new version of Jolene? Okay, the reason why this is news is that, I think this is the second biggest song off of Beyonce's album. Texas Hold'em was the first, but everybody's talking about Jolene, and it was an old Dolly Parton song. And it was redone like a new version, an updated version for Beyonce. And Beyonce is a great writer out here, so we all thought that Beyonce was a writer. But when you look at the credits, it says performed by Beyonce, written by Dolly Parton, produced by Beyonce, Jack Rockin, and something Tyler. But yeah, Beyonce didn't get any writing credit on it. I don't think that's really that much of a big deal. I mean, other people have, Neo has written for Beyonce. There has been other writers. I am a little bit shocked that she didn't have any influence because it does seem a little bit more up to date, but it could just be like a money thing sometimes where Beyonce did add some words to it, but Dolly Parton was like, listen, I want to be the sole writer on it. This is my song. And you can put your words on it, but I'm not giving you any credit. The credit doesn't actually mean who writes the exact words. You could have ghost writers. That's what it seems like to me. I think Beyonce put her own little twist on it, but Dolly Parton just didn't give Beyonce writing credit. That's all I think it is. And also, I also found something out from the iHeart Awards when I was looking for the winners. And Beyonce said this during her acceptance speech for Innovator Award. Stevie Wonder played harmonica on the new version of Jolene. For those of you who like that song, just know that Dolly Parton, Beyonce, and Stevie Wonder collaborated on that song. And to be honest with you, I still haven't heard the song. I keep talking to you guys about this Beyonce album, and I still haven't heard it. I'm going to listen to it this weekend. Like I said yesterday, when I'm digesting a new album, I like to literally listen to it like I'm watching like a TV show. Like I need to have my undivided attention, and I've been busy, but I know it's a good album, and I can't wait to hear it. Shout out to Dolly Parton, Beyonce, and Stevie Wonder. All right, in our fourth speed story, Sexy Red calls Joe Budden so dumb after he allegedly says Drake is getting paid to support her. All right, I talked with you guys about this yesterday, actually. I didn't say dumb. I actually said that he was being stupid. You know what I mean? It's like he made a comment of saying like, hey, you think Drake really actually likes to hang out with Sexy Red that much? Yes, he does. He loves girls like Sexy Red, and I'm happy Sexy Red came out and said, yo, you're so dumb. She actually, I actually just saw a clip and she put herself and Drake on stage, and Drake was kind of like coming up behind her and grinding on her. It's like, yo, this is actually why Drake hangs around me, and this is what Drake likes. I'll maybe try to find the clip and put it up on YouTube. Go check it out on my YouTube channel, Trent Out Loud. But yeah, Sexy Red has responded to Joe Budden. If you want to hear how I talk about this subject more in detail, go to episode 217. I address this and I break down how the industry works, so I won't do it again today. But I'm happy that Sexy Red came for Joe Budden because this was just a dumb comment. And I'm always going to defend Sexy Red because, like Drake, we honestly do really like Sexy Red. So shout out to Sexy Red. All right, in our fifth and final speed story, I want to send a huge shout out to my friend Jully Black, who's actually the Canadian queen of hip hop and R&B. Mary J. Blige is the queen of hip hop and R&B soul. Jully Black is the queen of Canadian hip hop and R&B. She is our Mary J. Blige. I just say that to let you guys know the magnitude of who Jully Black is. She stands on her own. She is actually very different from Mary J. Blige, but you know how Canadians are. We're not really supportive of our own, so I have to make the correlation for you guys. So just letting you know that's how big Jully Black is in this Canadian music scene. For those of you who don't know her from maybe 10 or 15 years ago, you know, when she first came out, probably even longer by now, but she was also, I think it was last year or the year before at the NBA All-Star game, and she sung the Canadian anthem, and she said, on native land. If you guys don't remember it or you haven't heard of it, Google Jully Black Canadian anthem. I mean, she was all over CNN and Fox or whatever. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys so much about her. I forgot to tell you what I'm congratulating her for. Jully Black got engaged. Jully Black announced that she was engaged. So for those of you who don't know who Jully Black is, Google her, love her, big Canadian icon. She got engaged yesterday. She put the announcement on her Instagram, and she just showed her ring with her hand on the guy's back, didn't show his face, and she said, I said yes. So I know I do an entertainment and pop culture podcast. There's not a lot of Canadian news, so I really wanted to use this time and this platform to shout out our Canadian queen of hip hop and R&B. Congratulations on your engagement. I'm going to follow and actually even report the wedding. I'm going to do it as if like Mary J. Blige was getting married or whoever it is in the US, because Jully Black is a Canadian icon and she deserves all of this. And more importantly, she deserves loves and deserves this relationship. So shout out to her and shout out to the king who she is marrying, who the guy who got Jully Black's heart. Shout out to you guys. And in honor of Jully Black, I'm actually going to play on CFQR 600 today. For those who are watching it on YouTube, check us out every weekday from 11 to 12. Right now on the radio, I'm going to play a classic Jully Black track. Here it is. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What is life teaching you right now? All right, so the last couple of questions of the days have been really funny. What's some weird smells you like, whatever, blah, blah. I kind of miss doing a little bit of some serious ones sometimes, so I just wanted to kind of, level the playing field out again and bring you guys like a little bit of a serious question. So what is life teaching you right now? Miss _ life story said, there's nothing wrong with being alone. Love that one. I agree. Ashley Bramo. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but she said, life is teaching me to be patient and mind your business. Love that. Totally agree. Shy Princess said, see people exactly for who they are and not the potential of who they can become. Woo! That is a big one. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that one because that could be an own podcast on itself. I'm a type of person that I like to believe in people and not necessarily what they tell me. And I'm trying to do a better job at that for the past couple of years. Yeah. So yeah, that's a really good one. It's Aisha said, don't think people won't do you like that because they will. Don't think people won't do you like that because they will. All right. Zerka underscore CEO said, life is teaching me that social media is a negative place and everybody gets joy leaving negative comments. And when you post something positive, it's triggering. Woo! That's a big one. That's a good. See, that's why I wanted to have this question. I wanted to teach you guys some things today and some things that you might not be thinking about. Just remember, when you post things on social media and it triggers people who are unhappy, they're going to leave negative comments to make themselves try to feel better. And that's horrible. Candor82 wrote, put yourself first and keep people out of your business. That's a good one. I am underscore Aaliyah825 wrote, to set boundaries and stop giving second chances. Like that. T underscore 444 wrote, I should have started saving up since kindergarten. I like that one. Somebody else wrote, you have to cheer for yourself. Love that. Good times are always, God's timing is always right. Stay confident and keep God first. Somebody else wrote, love yourself even more. And Sincere Show wrote, self-control. All right. The last one. This is a good one. Move in silence. All right. Like I said, good life lessons. For me, what life is teaching me right now is to slow down and respect the process. Grind. Not everything is always an up. There has to be some not necessarily down times, but slow times, and respect the slow times. I'm somebody who really loves up times all the time, but you got to put in the work sometimes at the middle ground or even like the low ground and prep, and then there'll be more high times. Like that's what life is all about. And sometimes I'll get a little bit depressed and down for the bad times. And life is teaching me right now that's where the grind happens. That's where the goodness comes for the high times. So life is teaching me to enjoy these slow moments that I'm going through right now and embrace them. That's my answer. All right, this brings us to sports news. I did say that I had 2 questions of the day, but I'm already running low on time. So we're going to this is the second day, actually, I had 2 questions thinking it was going to be a short podcast, but it ends up being long. I think I like to talk a lot, but this is the reason why I have a podcast. So anyways, on to sports news. Iowa, let me get the headline here. Let me get the proper headline for you guys. Hold on a second here. Iowa Hawkeyes headed to Final Four after beating LSU Tigers 94-87. Yo, I am so mad. Oh! Yo, Angel Reese, man. Yo, look, shout out before I even start. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. She played an amazing game. 9 3-pointers. I think one more 3-pointer would have broken the record. So I think she tied the record. Or maybe 10 would have tied the record, not too sure. She played an amazing game. She came out in the third quarter, and that's really where the game was won. Because although the score was 97-87, the last couple of minutes, like, they made a little bit of a run, but they were down by like 13 or 14. You knew halfway in the fourth quarter that it was over. It was really won in the third quarter. It was tied at the half, but yeah, Caitlin Clark came out, put Iowa on her back, and she won the game. And she beat Angel Reese and LSU. I was really going for Angel Reese. I really love her, and yeah, I was hoping that they were gonna repeat or at least make it to the Final Four. I love the rivalry between the two of them, and I pick Angel Reese. It's simple what it is, you know. But it was a good game. The only thing I will say, and of course, Angel Reese is not going to blame this on her injury, but she did get injured. She twisted her ankle, and she didn't play like how she played in the first. I think she hurt her ankle in like 6 or 7 minutes into the second quarter. She definitely was not the same. She wasn't attacking the basket. She wasn't jumping as high. I really wish that didn't happen so that I wouldn't have that question in the back of my head. But just to make it clear, nobody has brought that up. She hasn't blamed it. But anybody who plays basketball knows that you could still play on the twisted ankle, but you're not the same. You're not making the same moves. You're not as explosive. She actually fouled out the last 2 minutes of the game. I don't actually think it was a foul personally, but she fouled out. But it really wouldn't have changed much. If they would have gotten her that basket and one, it would have been down to 7 with 2 minutes left. I would have preferred the referee to let that play out so that we wouldn't have that question. So That was a questionable call, and her ankle. But at the end of the day, when you look at it side by side, Iowa played a better game. Caitlin Clark was lights out. She was amazing. Passing, the logo threes, like she did it all. She lived up to the hype. She's going to go down as the greatest female college basketball player of all times. Somebody says she needs to win the championship to cement herself as the GOAT. She's pretty much already there. She's the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball. So shout out. Like I always say whenever I talk about LeBron and Jordan, whatever, this is just, characters, like, on a court. You pick a side. Jordan is my guy. Angel Reese is my girl in female college basketball. Angel did say that after the series, after the March Madness was over, she was going to announce if she's going to go to the WNBA or come back and play one more year of college. Caitlin Clark is for sure going. I think because Caitlin Clark was going, I think Angel Reese should go. I don't think she should go back into college again. She's 21 years old. She's not going to get any better. I don't think she's not going to learn anything. And she has the hype on her right now. Women's basketball has all the hype. I don't see why she wouldn't go in. You can go and risk injury or whatever. If I were her, I would jump in right now, get into the WNBA, get her contracts and get her money. So anyways, shout out to women's basketball, women's March Madness. Like I was just watching First Take today, and March Madness has never been about anything else other than men's. And this year it was really all about the women. That's all we tuned in. Unfortunately, now with Angel Reese out, it's not going to be as exciting. It would have been great if the final game was Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but how it was set up, it wasn't. That's not how it went down. But shout out to women basketball, shout out to NCAA, and shout out to March Madness. It's been really exciting. And again, I always just joke around. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. You deserve everything that is coming to you. So shout out to you. All right, that is the end of our show today. I hope it wasn't too long for you guys. I always try to keep it under half an hour, but when there's a lot of things going on, I got a lot to talk about. I got to tell you guys all of this news. So I hope you liked the show today. If you're listening to this on the radio, please remember that you could listen to this podcast on demand on YouTube or on podcast platforms. Just search Trent Out Loud on YouTube or any podcast platform, whether it be iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify. Search Trent Out Loud. You can listen to this podcast without the music. Those of you who are listening to it on radio, if you are already listening to this podcast on the radio or on YouTube, and you would like to hear the podcast with music that I play, 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B, and like today how I played Canadian icon Jully Black. Congratulations on your engagement again. For those of you who would like to hear the radio version of this podcast, please tune in anywhere in the world on any device, CFQR600.com. You can listen to it anywhere on any device. Just click that listen live button. And if you're in the Montreal area, of course, on the radio at 600 AM. Tune into the Trent Out Loud podcast. It's your boy. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! For more content, you could subscribe, download, or listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, or you could watch us on YouTube. Just search Trent Out Loud. For showtimes and updates, you could follow us on all social platforms at Trent Out Loud. Go to signupexpert.com/Trent. Once you sign up for all betting apps and get all your bonuses and get all your rewards, go to your app store and download BetStamp and use promo code TOL.